What's going on? I got the baffles in, trimmed it in. I put myself an air dam on there. You can use anything. This was off the side of a box I got. It's just some L-shaped plastic that was on a corner of a box. So stuck that on there from a nice little air dam. And that's the whole thing, is to make sure that you're not, first you want to make sure you're getting air over the tops of the cylinders instead of just all rushing underneath to the exit. Then once you're getting it over the top of the cylinders, then you want to make sure that it's getting drawn out from the top of the cylinders and not just having a positive air pressure down here that keeps that hot air just sitting on top of the cylinders getting hotter. So the negative air pressure dam like this, and it's on some of the cals that we get on some of the planes from various manufacturers. Extreme Flight and Skywing have them on a few planes, but not all their planes. But having a negative air pressure dam makes sure that the air is getting drawn out from this cavity down here. And so if it's negative at the bottom of the cal, then it's going to yank that air off the top of the cylinders and drag it out, which is going to cool your motor. If you really get into the cooling, get a hold of Jeff Sieber here in SoCal and get some Nakaducks and put them in to the top of your cal, where you just cut a couple holes and then glass in from underneath a couple of these 90-degree ducts, and it takes the air that's going across the top of the cal, sucks it down in on a 90, and you set it up. You get to put it where you want, so you line it up to hit the back of the cylinder, so you got cold air from the outside directing on a 90 straight down to the back of the cylinders, cooling them off, and that's the place that gets the least air normally. But I find, if you get the negative air, if you have enough exit air, which I do there, you get the negative air pressure, get your baffle in to make sure the air's just not blowing right by everything. You keep your engine cool enough, even for XA flying. This is a new GP123, and it's got newer mufflers. Looks like they're getting somebody else to make them and making them different somehow. And I'm sure they'll work, perfectly like the other ones. But the older ones that I've had for the last 2 years and prior, if you get these special Nordlocks, these have a internal ID that's just big enough for our 5mm exhaust, muffler bolts, but it has a real small OD. And so it used to go down the sleeves under here, for the bolts, but on the new ones, it don't fit. Probably I'm the only guy using those, so don't amount to a whole lot. But got the ignition all mounted up. Like I said, finished the cal work. Got the plumbing in for the carburetor and the vent line. So all I have to do is mount the tank, which I've already got built, connect the lines to it, neaten up that pile of spaghetti wires right there, and good to go. It's already, Thursday morning, or is it Wednesday, Thursday? Whatever day today is. It's already in the morning, but I'd like to, I'm trying to think. Let's see, Lakers played Monday. Is it Thursday morning already? I don't even know. Anyway, whatever morning it is, if I can knock this out in like an hour, get a little nap. Long story short, I'd like to get the maiden on this thing today. That'd be super cool. I'm going to meet Jose out at the flying field, who's tech support for Frisky and Free Sky. And he's going to look everything over for me. Pretty dialed on it. I have it on both of my electrics, and it was very easy to set up. It's all real obvious, nothing to it. Setting up the center, sub trim endpoints, mixes, coupling mixes, even rates. I put rates on one of the, like a Futaba condition. One switch does all the rates, and it can do more than rates. You can put everything on one switch that you want to, just like on the other radios. All that was super easy. I'm trying to think of the other stuff I did in there. Throttle idle up, idle down, anything you want, assign any switch you want, do whatever you want. It's all real easy. And then, yeah, the cost is pretty killer too. They got these receivers that have two XT30s input for the batteries, and they have a throughput, of sustained 30 and a burst of 60. And all the testing we did, that's going to be good. I mean, we're bursting at 35, 40, so you're well within spec, and their things are like $100. So that's pretty killer. They have an electronic switch. These are, turned on by, they have a switch jack on them. They're on all the time, unless you have a fail-safe switch or any kind of momentary switch to turn them on and off. And I'm putting a standard slider switch on it because I'm just so used to it, and there's so many changes already. It's a lot of change in one plane. But I do have the FreeSky switches that are electronic. So I'd either use the electronic like dongle with it to turn it on and off, where you just come up next to the plane and swipe it, or you actually just use your radio. And if you're within like 30 feet of your radio, so it can't undo in the air, but if you're within like, it's either 15 or 30, somewhere in that range, you could turn it on and off with the radio. And I have those, but I just wasn't ready to change all my normal procedures just yet. Like right now, I go to the runway, I turn on my radio, and then I slide a momentary switch like that one right there. I just slide it on the side of the plane. I always slide it forward. Forward is on, and so I just want to kind of have some normalcy while I'm adjusting to everything else with FreeSky. So yeah, but Jose's pretty great. If you guys have ever called him, customer service over there is pretty fantastic. I've always been able to get a hold of him, and he knows everything, about the radios and the software and the functions and the setup and the receivers, and yeah. It's pretty easy to do regardless. I haven't even read a manual yet. He was just telling me last night where the manual is online to download and read. Like I read the Futaba manual cover to cover when I first got Futaba, so I could learn all the features. And it's a nice thick Futaba manual that tells you everything, which is what I like, want to know. And I haven't even done that with FreeSky yet. I've just been able to just grab the radio and just start using it, flying 2 planes with it now. Now I'll be flying a gasser with it. Hopefully today, we'll see. So pretty easy, but he pointed out where the complete manual is online, because I want to download the complete manual and read it. If I'm going to be flying these things, I want to know everything. But so far, everything you want to do, everything that I've ever done with a radio, I could do quite easily with this radio. And then, the testing I've seen online is, the connectivity between the radio and the transmitter cannot be beat, and the distance that it will hold signal has been proven to be 3x times any other radio made. So, and it looks good, feels good. I like it. Seems pretty cool. But yeah, this ain't no FreeSky ad. It's just what I'm doing right now. So yeah, hopefully today I'll meet Jose out there with this plane, and he can double check everything the way that I've set it up. Give me any tips or tricks that he's got. Eventually I'll read the manual. I'll give him tips and tricks. But yeah, that's kind of the hope right now, is that maybe this thing will get in the air today. If I get off this video and get my butt in gear. That's about it. I wish those mufflers, if you got the old school mufflers, you can still use the special Nordlocks that have the right OD. I miss those things. But these things don't have much vibration, and never really had any problem with anything anyway. I just hate change. I'm old, man. Hey kid, get off my lawn. And what else can I tell you? I got the receiver packs from Thunder Power like always, and just told them I wanted XT30s on there for these receivers, because you got 2 XT30 jacks for 2 receivers, and it's got its own power bus in there. And Yeah, they sent those out. So I'm all dialed on that. I got the Hi-Tech 961s, which pretty unbeatable. I have the Futaba 703, A703 or 703A, and the MKS, I forget the numbers on all these, 380, is that what it is? Their best, most expensive one. The Jace runs, and Savox got their best one. Spectrum got their best one. And they're all pretty good, but the Hi-Tech 961, it's probably, middle lower on price. It's, I think only the Savox is cheaper. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that, only the Savox is cheaper. And they're unbreakable, super hold, and fly great. So no reason to switch those out. So I got those in there again. And there's not too much else you put in these planes. You got a motor, servos, and a receiver. It's like it. Ain't much to them. And yeah, it seems like there was something else I was going to bring up. I guess you guys saw the pictures, but it's actually here now. Those pictures were from Mike Bargman's garage, but here's the picture of my new case. It's for the Frisky, for the Free Sky. So it's all edged and cool and foam cut special and all that stuff. Pretty nice. Yeah, he'll set that up for 2 radios for you. He'll cut the foam for 2 radios or for 1, and he'll cut it by your radio brand. And I think it's pretty cool. Shit, man. It seems like there was something else I was going to say. I want to do a whole report card thing pretty soon. I realized I got 30 planes. Well, you want to see something funny? I wrote down all the planes I got the last 2 years. This is wackadoodle. You gotta be a real wackadoodle. Which I am, always have been. You guys know that already. I can't get this page to separate anymore. So there's all 30 planes I got, and 16 of those were from direct from Extreme Flight. So Tim owes me like a shirt or something. When they got the order wrong, when I pre-ordered the extra NG from Skywing, and then they forgot, and then I went ahead and got the yellow one, which I'm probably gonna sell because I just can't see that color. But anyway, Tim goes, "Oh, I'll send you a shirt," but I don't think I ever got no shirt from him. I don't know where it is. So Tim, he said he's gonna send me a jacket, but I'll just take a shirt. 16 planes, you can send me a shirt, man. I know there's some crazy guys, like there's supposed to be some guy up in the Bay Area, in San Francisco Bay Area, that like has like 60 planes, So I'm probably not the the number one customer, but I should get a shirt. Would you guys think I should get a shirt? That's about it. I could start going down that road, but I should get this plane done. But just like I said in the last video, like I'm back to all extras now. I got half of my planes were slicks there for a while. I've always hated slicks. I still don't like slicks, and they're all good planes now. They all fly killer, but the little subtle tendencies between all of them, I'm still not a slick guy. I'm an extra guy, and now I have a whole slew of extras and one edge, which I call a extra, because it's so close to being an extra anyway. So I got the planes I want. Pretty over the 170cc class. I'm so shockingly into the 67-inch class. I do think, the sim is what would get me flying on the next level. I feel like kind of ready to burgeon, pop through, there's a burgeoning possibility on the flying because of the sim. Like I already noticed I'm flying much faster. Reflexes are faster, flying faster, looking to go faster. I don't have that many hours on the sim, but man, what if you did? What if you put 8 hours a day like these elite boys do? just for a couple months. What if you did that? Even like 2 hours a day for a couple months. Woo! So it may come to that to get better. Yeah, and you guys heard this whole speech from me before and all this whining before, but I've gained 20 pounds in the last 2 years. So I got to get back to, being active. So I really want to, be a little bit better. But, I watch the videos and I've deleted about 150 videos off of the YouTube channel, or maybe close to 200 now in the last 2 years, because I just put a video up like every day and then I just start deleting them off. And so I've deleted a lot of the weaker flying videos. But even if you look back at 2 years, even though, it looked pretty good, doing a torque roll, doing a Harrier roll that looked pretty axial, very, pretty low and all that kind of stuff. I was not flying the way that I am now. I couldn't do the things that I do now. I couldn't fly as fast, couldn't react as much, couldn't do this. Yeah, all these maneuvers. So the point is, I have improved as much as I, don't feel like it. There's really no question that I have, but it's not where I want. I think the bottom line on the whole thing is what I was telling Don the other day is, I learned to rifle roll. I even, a year ago, I was rifle rolling 5 feet high, 3 feet high, full throttle, full aileron, like pegged, like looking like insane, like a fan motor, like a ceiling fan on high, so did all that stuff a year ago, but just briefly, because it was too sketchy. And then I'm talking to him about it while I'm flying. I'm doing a Harrier roll down the runway, with 40% or 104 inch, and we're just talking away. And I go, because I know a lot of guys, you can't talk to, or they won't talk back. Like even Kyle Washington would never talk when you could talk to him, but he's not going to say anything. And, no matter what point of the flight he's in, he's not talking. And, Joe McBride and stuff don't really like you chat, and he'll go, I can't talk when I fly, And, I'm Harrier rolling down where, the rudder and elevator are like a couple inches from the ground across, like the entire runway. Like you've seen the videos of me fly like that, like that one video with this plane actually hit the ground, but it fell over. But yeah, and I'm talking to him and I'm telling you, I could recite a story, I could sing a song, I could eat a sandwich, probably do this with one hand, just completely relaxed, when I'm doing that stuff. Torque roll, Harrier rolling loop. I'm just like way relaxed. I mean, I couldn't be more relaxed. It's like, it's not important. It's like totally nonchalant, there's absolutely nothing to it. And that's where I feel like, remember 2 years ago, I was saying, if I could just get one rifle roll, like under 100 feet, I could quit. And then it became like one rifle roll at 50 feet and then one at 20 feet. Then I got one at 5 feet, full throttle. Their videos posted, and now, so the bottom line is nowadays, like what I would really like, and it was subconscious for a while. And now after I talked to Don, it's conscious that I would like to be as comfortable rifle rolling as I am Harrier rolling, so that's the latest thing, then I'd be totally satisfied. And that's not true. If I could rifle roll, 8 feet high, up and down the runway, as relaxed as I Harrier roll, 6 inches high up and down the runway, that would be awesome. But I wouldn't be happy with that either, because there's still people better. Still people doing better. And then, one kind of like mixed emotion that like make you happy or make you sad was Juan Sanchez Garcia at Skybound RC YouTube channel. He did that recent interview podcast video with Antonio de Souza from Extreme Flight. And he said, what's the toughest maneuver? And he said, rifle rolls. He said, you still got to pay attention. And then Juan chimed in. These guys are both a lot better than me, and Juan chimed in and he said, yeah, that's the one maneuver that I've really got to bear down and focus, while I'm doing it. You just can't haphazardly do it, because you can bury a plane in a hurry. Like I've told you for 2 years, you can probably do it from 150 feet. If you're new to it, at 150, 200 feet, if you're brand new to it, you could probably bury a plane from there, and then I could probably bury a plane certainly from 30 feet. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, anymore, I'm pretty ready to bail out, or stop the roll, or, go in a knife edge or do something. Definitely at 20 feet. Yeah. At 20 feet, I could pile one right in, and it might even be at 30, if I'm not really paying attention, but certainly in that 10 to 20 range, which is where I want to be rifle rolling all the time. And oftentimes I'm not. I'm rifle rolling at 30 feet, 35 feet. But if I'm in that 10 to 20 zone where I really want to be, I could stuff one. I probably won't, but I could. And then, the ones where I've rifle rolled at 5 feet high, which I've done several times, for 300 feet, that's always been more of like a 50-50 proposition. At best, might be a little slightly worse than that, so just, I had to wait till really the breeze just felt just right, like it just felt comfortable. I'd went around a couple times already, and everything just felt good and everybody was being really quiet and it just felt, good and the rhythm got going good. And I usually lock into the rotation of the wing all the way around, like the tips, I lock into this circular thing. I don't lock into the rudder and the elevator and the angles of the fuselage or anything like that. It's real weird. I chant in my brain, the circle, follow the circle. And it's the spinning wing circle as it's coming. And I actually like the way it looks best when it's coming straight at me. One of the worst things I like is going away. And that's like so opposite. Like if you learn to drive radio controlled cars, like, going away is the easiest thing to do because left is obviously left and right is obviously right. Coming to you is where it's tricky, the first times, but I love it when a plane's like headed right at me in a rifle roll. I feel like I can't lose it, but, yeah, anyway, if the breeze was just right, a couple of times the breeze was just right. And I've got 2 or 3 videos of that, maybe more, I'm not sure. Then I just did it, but it wasn't where it was automatic, where I could just drop down. Like, let's say you're in a freestyle routine at an event, doing a demo, or you're in a contest, and your sheet calls out for, here's the music, this dramatic music's playing right now that, syncs up really good to a rifle roll, and it's in your timing, right there, and your caller goes, okay, you're on the left side of the field now, rifle roll across to the right, and you're all set up for it, and then you got to do it right now. Like, yeah, I have never had that with it. Those times I got low where the breeze was right, like everything lined up, the planets lined up, and I felt good enough to do it, but just not just on any whim, not just when you tell me to do it, So it would be fun, to do it. I don't spend as much time thinking about rifle rolls as I did, last year. Yeah, I'm not really thinking about it anymore. I'm like kind of thinking of complete presentation, and all these other maneuvers I'm working on too. But, and just, being fast, being low, being fast, getting a lot of maneuvers in. But I would love to have it. I don't know if I'd be satisfied because I'm never satisfied. So, and I don't feel like I've improved that much, but looking at the videos the other night, I have improved, and I've definitely surpassed all the goals that I told you guys about the last 2 years. So I should quit today. But yeah, still not totally satisfied. I'd like to get a little bit higher level, but what am I saying that you guys don't say, and you guys all want to get better too. And, yeah, we're all struggling with it, and you got life, and you got that, how time consuming this is. And, but that the sim does override all that, all the wrenching hours in the garage, all the driving back and forth to the field, all the maintenance, and getting your gear together, and then, waiting for guys to fly while you get your one flight, and, all that stuff, all the many hours doing that, just to get a couple flights outdoors where the conditions might be bad, sun's in your eye, or it's windy, that, like hurricane winds, or something, where you don't have to deal with any of that in the sim. You could just sit down there for hours and sim. And everybody knows that, and everybody's talked about that, but just haven't enjoyed it. It is a little better lately. I like that plane. I run it on the physics. I crank the physics up to 125%. So I go to realistic, and then I jump into custom and put the speed up to 125. And then, the plane feels pretty realistic. and everything's just fast, and that's how I want it. And that airport I'm flying at, it's got the granite on the mountains in the distance, and mountains around, and it's all right. But, it's still not the funnest thing in the world to do. It's still not like going outside flying with the fellas, but yeah, it's well known, documented. That's the way to improve, and it's certainly the way you get the most hours. And, I got the same situation. Look, this is definitely a big talk, 25 minutes. I got the exact same situation with rock climbing. I love to go to Joshua Tree or Yosemite or Tahquitz and go. And lately, I haven't gone in a few years. I just went recently, but, I'm not going regular at all. Like I used to go every week. Even 5 years ago, I was going every week. And, I wasn't getting that much better. It was nice. You do stay in somewhat condition, though. It's nice. But I wanted to go to those places to have fun and do real climbing. So now, yeah, you're driving 3 hours minimum, each way. That's minimum, and then if you got a group, you're waiting on everybody, which the group is fun. That's what I'm saying. Going outside's fun. The group's fun. All these things are fun. But at the end of the day, I might get 2 or 3 pitches of climbing in. Whereas just like the sim, if you go to the rock climbing gym, it's 5 minutes away. You don't need gear. You don't need, a whole day to get 3 climbs in. And you can climb all day long. You could do literally 100 climbs at the gym. Whereas going outdoors, some days I did 1, 2 or 3. And you're still tired out because you spent the whole day doing all that. It's just like, it's the same with flying. You're so tired out because you spent the whole day to get 2 or 3 flights, and so the rock climbing gym's the magic. Get you in great shape to go out and kill it outside, and the sim's the magic. But I never want to go to the rock climbing gym, and I never want to do this. But yeah, you guys have heard this all before, and I'm sure you guys, think about the same things because everybody wants to get better. But I'm not quite ready to throw in the towel and go, satisfied with where I'm at. I just feel like I'm right on the cusp right now too, like because of the sim and because of the 67-inch electrics. Both of those things were big deals for me, and I think they are for everyone. And I think I could start pushing through, flying a little better. Of course, at this pace that I go at, it's still not going to seem like I got that much better. I would have had to get as better as I am right now 2 years ago, in a week. And then I would have went, oh, I'm getting better. But you get better so slow, you kind of don't even recognize that you're getting better. And then you don't get that big, exhilarating feeling of, having accomplished something, being better. So I should be finishing this plane. Shouldn't went down this 28-minute road. But there you have it. Yeah. Buy 104-inch extra. Do not buy big planes. Do not buy slicks. All this stuff's crazy. I mean, everybody loves all that other stuff, and it's all fun. People fly warbirds, for God's sake. And pattern planes. Oh, those pattern planes, man. At least warbirds look cool. But to the pattern guys, I'm making them all mad now saying that. But there's a lot of room for a lot of guys. Guys fly drones, for God's sake. That looks terrible. Even helicopters, flying toaster, they can look sort of cool if the guy's brilliant flying it. But that stuff just looks silly to me too. But, that's just personal taste. It is. Everybody's got their thing. Everybody just wants to go fly and have fun. And, yeah. What else can I tell you? With my non-voice. The RC Super Show is in a little over a week. So I got to get tuned up for that. Looking forward to having fun out there. Like I said in the last video. That's it. My event's May 10th. That should be killer. And I'm going to bring 5 extras out there. And have a ball. All right, man. Talk to you guys later. Out.